Hey guys, in this video, this is my, wow, this has been a while since I did a video status for Facebook. So, with this being said, I went to Barnes & Noble today in Reading, and I got 2 books on clearance and 1 book that was actually low priced enough and I'm actually happy about because it's a great book for anybody who follows science. So, there's these pictures that go around Facebook from these religious pages, and I have nothing wrong if people want to put a quote from the Bible in a picture, that's up to them. But what I do have a problem with is when people say we need to bring God back into our schools. We don't need God into schools, people, okay? The belief in God is belief without evidence. And if you want to believe in God, if you want to pray to God, if you want to have your creation story, keep it at home. But in schools, we need better education. And you know how we start? Number 1, in science classes, don't have a petition and give it to a science teacher and say, teach kids creation. Because creationism didn't happen. You know what happened? Evolution. And this is a book that I got at Barnes & Noble today. The only copy of it, The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. And this is fact. Scientific fact in this book. Are some of his claims outdated? Sure. Are some of his claims been debunked by other scientists like Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, Neil deGrasse Tyson? Sure. But the majority of evolution that he talks about in here, how plants came to be, how animals came to be, how humans came to be, it's scientific fact. When there's a substantial amount of evidence, it's fact. Not theory, but fact. Another thing is, our society today is so illiterate. And what I mean is by illiterate is schools today, if they do have a poetry course, it's maybe for a little bit of an English course, but that's about it. Poetry should be its own English course. And it should be an option for kids to take it because poetry, in a lot of ways, is very romantic way of speaking, but not only that, it can boost your IQ. Because if you could talk in a poetry type voice, if you could make a long sentence short by putting sentences that sound the same into one sentence and then having like a short paragraph and having an anecdotal version of the long paragraph you're going to say, we need poetry and we need literate students back in schools so they can understand American literature and its history and foreign literature and its history. This was a discount book. Robert Frost, Selected Poems. One of the most incredible poets throughout American history. Selected poems from his collection. And there's tons in here. Tons in this book. And this is poetry at its finest. I'm telling you. Have you read his poem, America? It's phenomenal. And the final thing is language. Language. And language is so important in our schools. Because next to English and Spanish, the 4th most spoken language here in the United States is sign language. And Spanish should be mandatory as a language course from kindergarten, and so should sign language. This is basic American Sign Language. This is a book that was also on clearance, so I decided to get it. The reason why I bring these books and show you this in the videos because like I said, our school systems and our education system here in America is so shot to shit. I'm not even exaggerating that you have kids like my sister's age, 8-year-old students who are told by their parents that when their science teacher tells them about evolution, which is a scientific fact, like I already stated several times, when they're told by their parents, no, that's just a theory. What happened was God created Adam, and then from Adam's rib came Eve. So women have 3 ribs while men have 1. Do you see how many plot holes are in that and how wrong that is? We're all born with 2 rib cages. Nobody can live with 1 rib cage because one lung would be collapsing into the organs and the organs would infuse with the lung, and that's pretty painful. And the other thing is women don't have 3 rib cages. They have 2, just like men. Men and women both equally have the same parts. Human anatomy is important to know. And in some households, I'm not even exaggerating about this either. The human terms penis and vagina, I'm not even joking, are banned because they're filthy. They're not filthy, they're human anatomy. They're the names of the actual parts men and women have. They're not filthy. They're actual words that describe the parts of the body, like skin, eyes, hair, glasses, eyebrows, mustache, beard, soul patch, lips, teeth, tongue, ears, arm, muscle, shoulder, shoulder blade. There's names for everything in our body, including the parts where we exhale liquid. And and it's so important that kids at an early age, at 4th grade, not at 8th grade, but at 4th grade, start taking sex education. Because in Philadelphia is the most city in Pennsylvania that is ravished by AIDS. More kids in Philadelphia, ever since 2012, have tested positive for an HIV test instead of a simple science test, instead of a math test. They failed at them, but they passed positive for an HIV test, and that is not a good thing. People, wake up. We need to fix our education system here in America. We really do. We really need to fix our education system desperately. And you know how we do that? By teaching evolution. By teaching literature. Real literature. And not the stories that you read online and take them as literature. And language. Other foreign languages or domestic languages. It's important for people to be bilingual. Well, that's what I have to say in this video. See you guys.